Hello everyone, my name is Paul Ramirez. I'm with the Tulare County Historical Society, and today we're in Tulare, California. I'm visiting with a dear friend of mine, Richard Hogue, and we're here today to talk about one of my favorite subjects, a lady named Wilma McDaniel. Most of you are probably not familiar with her. I became fascinated by her life when I found out through the internet that she was born and died exactly in the same years as my mother, Rowena, and one of the shared things they endured through their whole life was kind of a terrible first name that everyone stumbled over or made fun of. And through that, I started searching into Wilma's life and found out that she was a dear, dear, treasured person to the San Joaquin Valley. Growing up in Stillwater, Oklahoma, she realized that the life that she saw around her needed to be represented somehow in words, and poetry came to her at a young age. Because of her circumstance, they really didn't have a lot of money, so she ended up writing a number of her poetry and writings and drawings on scraps of paper, things like cereal boxes. And as soon as I read one of her first poems, and this is the poem that Richard's been kind enough to agree to read to us today, A Prince Albert Wind, I was really startled that I was brought to tears by how intimate her poetry made sense to me. And poetry had never made sense to me before I read her words. So I'd like to introduce Richard Hogue. He's a native Tularean, actually a transplant, but he's spent so many years there, he has a specific dialect of Tulare, so that's why we've chosen him, as well as his eloquent voice and his meaningful representation of this poem. Here's A Prince Albert Wind.
Prince Albert Wind. He doesn't come to me on Sundays in his good suit and black string tie, piously carrying a Bible, never but place me in a Sunday town of khaki men with southwest faces and rich slow tongues, and pap will blow around the nearest corner. On a Prince Albert Wind carrying a little poke of candy, maybe jelly beans, he will spot me with no trouble, smile confidently, and say, "Sister, you want to go eat a bowl of chili at Poor Boy's Cafe?" I will get up from the bench in front of J.C. Penney's and go meet him as I always do. Buried treasure. L.B. Hayes ruined his expensive shoes squashing around the autumn desolation of a sharecrop farm in Cato County. Okie boy turned 50 searching for anything that belonged to his father when he was fighting the Great Depression. Kicked a lump behind a caved-in cellar and uncovered a rusty Prince Albert tobacco can. Stowed it away as he would a saint's bones in his Lincoln Continental and headed back to Bakersfield. Perfect. Poor as I am, hard as I try, I still remain so far from the way of Francis, so bound up in my little way, even on this last lap holding a hand of pennies.
Well, that's the conclusion of our short introduction to Wilma McDaniel. I hope you find her as much of a treasure as I have. I would like to express my sincere appreciation to Richard Hogue and also to Bill Henshaw, both critical persons to helping this production come to you. We hope to have many more. Thank you for watching.